I know you know this, right? I love my dog. She's a happy dog. She makes me laugh. She comforts me. And recently, she cost me a whole lot of money. Yeah, just like a human, she tore her ACL. She had to have surgery. You see, they shaved her whole little side right there. She was wearing the donut of shame. I did not have pet insurance, so everything I paid was out of pocket. Now, even if your pet doesn't have to have surgery, having a pet is part of the budget. For the first time, Consumer Reports has evaluated pet insurance. There are 8 pet insurance providers. Consumer Reports picked them based on a survey of its members with insured pets. The specifics: premiums, what's covered, the claims process, and whether people had a choice in which vets to see.
We found that most people just aren't that satisfied with their pet insurance.
6 of the insurance providers earned a mid-range overall satisfaction score. 2 bottomed out with unfavorable ratings. So if you're considering pet insurance, there are some things that you should know. First, pre-existing conditions are typically not covered. Second, there are usually annual caps. If you hit that limit, you're going to have to pay out of pocket. And third, you may be responsible for paying the provider directly and then filing for reimbursement with the insurance company. So, is pet insurance worth it?
If you're looking for a return on investment, maybe not so much. But if you value peace of mind, pet insurance may be something that you want to pursue.
And yeah, that peace of mind, the vets that I've talked to say get the insurance. That way, if you're in an emergency, you're not thinking about the money, you're just thinking about taking the best care of your pet. Consumer Reports, though, says, you know, maybe you should just put money aside for emergencies instead of dealing with all that paperwork and all that other stuff.
Interesting. It probably depends on how good of a saver you are, right? Like if you're putting away money every month, and then that can be used for the cat, the dog, the car, the whatever. But
Right. I think we're the only 2 pet owners, right, here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Charlie is not a pet. But,
Charlie is not a pet. He's a tomato.
Takes a lot of work.
Yep. Well, at first, I'm just so sorry that happened to your sweet dog.
She's doing much better.
Okay.
She's like back to 100%. But let me tell you, it was 4 months of recovery, and it was expensive. I mean, surgery on a dog was super expensive. So one thing I thought was interesting, though, when we were doing this story, they now have telehealth for pets. Just like we have telehealth, right? So you can sit there with your animal and be like, okay, something bit it, and you can see where it bit, and they can be like, hey, here's how you clean that wound, and here's the prescription, and we're going to send it to the house.
That's good.
Interesting.
I think that's like a nice option. It certainly would be cheaper than going to the vet, and definitely quicker. And
You want to talk
hopefully
about
makes you feel
putting a
better.
cat in a carrier to go to the vet?
It's not very fun.
Super fun.
I could also tell you about the time that I knocked over an air freshener with toxic liquid in it, and Figaro just lapped it all up, and we popped over to the Happy Tales emergency clinic or something at 5 a.m. on the Sunday morning, and they fixed them right up. But that was not fun. So these are things you have to think about.
Or cheap.
No.
I mean, it's just not. Those emergency visits are just not cheap, for sure. Okay.
Now,
humans either.
knowing what happened with you all, will you get pet insurance?
So here's the thing, pre-existing condition. So it will not cover if it happens to her other leg. Now, could we use it for like if she got bit by a snake or, you know, something like that and we needed to take her to the ER? Yes, but it would not cover that specific thing again. It's just like humans, right? We have a lot of those problems too.
Okay.
So there's that. Yeah,
we need
know
like
that.
an Affordable Care Act for dogs or something.
So, and let me give you this tip that I did, because when I told the vet, hey, I don't have pet insurance, she said one of the best things for you to do is get a 0% credit card and put the cost of the surgery on that 0% credit card and then pay it off, right? Because you're not earning any interest on it, and you're able to do that over a year's time.
Oh.
Never thought about that.
I mean, you're talking thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So.
And then you're increasing your credit limit, which could increase your credit score.
It could. Look at that. He's silver lining right there.
You've taught me so much over the years.
Tomorrow, August 26th, is National Dog Day. It was started by an animal welfare advocate to celebrate all breeds, make the public aware of the number of dogs that need to be rescued. So, you know, maybe rescue a dog, take your dog for a walk, give them an extra treat. Be good to the dog.